Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talent. Every challenge I overcome. Low key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm handling business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, but that would be dumb cause there's no competition. I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I am going to be discussing Mercury in Sagittarius going retrograde. And so, um, Mercury goes retrograde November 25th to December 15th. It's in its shadow from November 7th to January 2nd. The signs that will feel this the most are Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius. But everybody has Sagittarius somewhere in their chart. And so you want to know where that is for yourself to see how this may be playing out for you. Mercury's in its fall in Sagittarius because it's in its opposite sign. And so it's not happy in Sagittarius. It's also in mutual reception with Jupiter and Gemini, meaning even though it might not be happy here, in some way, shape, or form, they're still in agreement. So this is about learning how to agree to disagree. Um, that might be something that we're meant to learn during this time. And Mercury will form a mutable T-square. I should have put my chart up again. I keep forgetting to generate charts, you guys, so I can show you on the thing. But I apologize. I'll have to work on that. But um, a mutable T-square looks like two signs are going to be like this in your chart, and then in opposition here, and it looks like a T. Um, and so it'll form a mutable T-square to Jupiter. So it'll be opposite Jupiter. And again, they're in mutual reception. And Saturn in Pisces, they'll be squared to Saturn and Pisces. So Mercury is square Saturn and opposing Jupiter. And Saturn wants you to be a mature adult in your conversations. And that can look two different ways when I think about it, on however this might be showing up for people. And we'll talk more about that. And so Jupiter is going to make things bigger. I mean, the T-square in general is going to make things more bigger, more frustrating, more annoying, more communication problems, travel headaches, bigger misunderstandings, not being on the same page. People might have less patience. And some people might not want to deal with whatever's coming up, or they might want to hide away from the drama. And again, Saturn is going to challenge you to make mature decisions about however this is playing out for you. And so Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. It lives in the ninth house and it's ruled by Jupiter. It expands everything that it touches. Again, it's big ideas, big visions, seeing things from a different angle, seeing the perspectives of others, acknowledging different experiences, and then it's inspired to chase those dreams, visions, those ideas, visions very optimistically. We can become really curious to see where our ideas take us in a very positive, upbeat way. And this could also be an indication of celebrations, telling jokes, and having fun. And Mercury wants the details, specific information. It wants to know what time is the party, where's the party, is there a dress code, is there a theme? All the details. And so you can expect people to ask questions about however this might be playing out for you. You can expect that some things are going to be left out because Jupiter is only going to say, hey, come to the party, you know? And if you don't ask questions, rest assured you're going to forget something, because, Jupiter didn't say exactly what the party was even about. It's just like, come on, I'm having a party. Like, come join. And again, I'm just using the word party as a example. This can be a big conversation that you get engaged to, and you might feel lost in that conversation because you were asked maybe your opinion or viewpoint, but there was no backstory or understanding to what was expected of you in this conversation. Um, and so you might be a little like taken back or not really knowing how to answer, falling over your words, or you could even feel like you don't have enough information to take an educated guess, or you might feel like you don't have any idea on how to speak about a specific topic. And so this can be playing out in multiple different ways. This could be about your travel plans. That can be the same way where you feel like something wonky is going on because somebody forgot something and it just causes a whole bigger problem because nobody gave the details. They just gave the bigger picture. Um, um, and so Mercury is also information, education, ideas, reading, studying, learning, teaching, students. Um, Mercury is how we say what we're thinking, how we comprehend the information that expands us and challenges us and shifts our beliefs, morals, ethics, and even our worldview. Sagittarius is again opinions, viewpoints, thoughts, understanding, how to apply what you understand. We're being asked to review how do we come to the conclusion that we came to with the information we're receiving or from what someone just said. How do you understand what you're learning? Is it credible? Um, what's real? What's facts? What's not? Different beliefs and cultures, different forms of consciousness, different cultures and backgrounds. I feel like I said that twice, but I think you get the picture. There's a lot of opposing facts here because of the mutual reception of Mercury and Jupiter being in domicile. And um, we might be more inclined to stay in our comfort zone and shut down and say, I can't take it, or I don't want to hear it, I need a break, or feel like you have to step away. It might not, it might not really be the best time to have these conversations or address difficult topics or situations. Depending on what it is, it's going to be different for everybody. Um, but if we're talking about Mercury and we're talking about learning, you should be having a conversation in a way where you are comprehending something that's being spoken to you. If there's chaos, yelling, arguing, pointing fingers, disagreeing, not on the same page, and people aren't receptive, there's no people don't hear when chaos is ensued, right? Nobody's really listening, so you're not learning anything, right? My grandfather used to say, don't argue with a fool because from a distance people don't know the difference, right? And so Saturn is going to be challenging you on whether or not you engage with a situation depending on how you feel you're going to approach it, right? So we're learning something about that, um, picking and choosing your battles. You know what I mean? Is it really worth it? And they're both in retrograde, so it's more internal anyways, and it should be more internal anyways. That's the wisdom of retrogrades in general, any retrograde. Um, but if there is a clear invitation and understanding in the conversation you are about to engage in, well, now that's different. This could be healing. Again, you can learn something. It'll open you up to seeing a different picture, a different perspective, a different viewpoint. Um, and it can end up changing how you thought about that situation originally, and even how you move forward with that particular situation. And that's different. Um, and I know that there's a lot of people out here who disagree with that theory, and they like arguing and they like the chaos, or I want to say that they like it because I don't think um, that that's what they believe, but they're just more comfortable in chaos, right? Um, and they're okay with having loud disagreements and going back and forth. Like, it's like, no, let her speak her mind, let her say what she want to say. Those type of people I think of when I'm thinking about this. Everybody's different, right? And everybody has different levels of being able to be in high stressful situations, right? And so to each his own. And this is really about understanding that, accepting that, and not being judgmental or getting dogmatic, or even recognizing where you're limiting yourself from being in certain situations because you're uncomfortable and missing out on learning something. Um, this is about being open to growing through opposing um, opinions and facts and information. Um, um, I'm trying to think. What else can this be? Um, Oh, yes, right. Thank you. On the opposite end of this, there's some wisdom in being able to walk away because it gives you time to focus on what matters to you and what's important to you. And it helps you stay connected to your own truth. And so, in this way, another way you can look at this is for the people who are choosing to say, I don't want anything to do with the drama. I'm not interested in being in situations where we can't have a a mature adult conversation, or um, you know, everybody's not going to be talking at the same time. There's two different sides to this. They may be choosing to step away because, for one, they might feel like I already have a lot on my mind. I already have a lot of things to do, and I want to get those things done. Another way there, why people might choose to step away is because they're doing the internal work. You know, these people there is wisdom in being able to walk away, right? And that wisdom is your learning cuppeth runneth over. Again, just going back to the person who's okay with being in opposing conversations at high levels of yelling, etc. They're grounded and comfortable with who they are enough to say, let them talk and say what they want to say. And then I'm going to say what I want to say, and they're not going to be bothered by being in a situation, no matter what that is. They're still going to say what it is they have to say and feel like at the end, everybody's, at least everybody got to say what was on their mind, type of thing. And so when I think about that, I think at what level people are at. And so when you take the wisdom of being able to walk away, it's because that's your lesson, right? And that is the lesson in retrogrades, is to learn how to fill yourself up enough to then impose or engage in difficult conversations, right? Is because you worked up enough, you studied enough, you've gained enough wisdom, you've assessed yourself enough in your situations, you've accepted yourself in your situations to the point where you can talk about them and not really be worried or bothered, um, about what other people might think about your opinion, right? And so a lot of it is going to be different for everybody, how this might be playing out for you. Um, Saturn might force people to be open to hearing other perspectives, being challenged around your communication, your mind, what you think, um, what you think you know, becoming better communicators, better listeners. Again, instead of being very dogmatic, judgmental, or even limiting yourself from being in opposing situations, you can learn something. And also what you consume, and are you willing to grow, stretch, grow, and expand your knowledge and where you are at this level. Do you want to go higher? And it's going to be different for everybody. There's no right or wrong answer, because even though Saturn might be pushing you to engage, Saturn is also the sign of limitations. And so Saturn's going to ask you to make the decision whether you want to do it or not. Um, do you want to be involved with a lot of disagreements, pointing fingers, not being on the same page? Or is it okay to listen and still disagree? Um, are you okay with being in situations where there is no understanding? Um, Making assumptions from incorrect information, outdated information, one-sided viewpoints. Um, and also recognizing that sometimes when people do that, when they make the choice to be in those kind of chaotic um, situations, um, they're avoiding Saturn and Pisces. Pisces is about escaping their own problems, right? And so these are usually people who will like being in chaos and arguing and things of that nature, because they don't want to deal with healing and doing the internal work and taking accountability for their life and their life decisions and, where they're at right now. And so these people might tend to be in chaos and think that it's healthy and it's okay, when really they need to stop trying to give advice on other people's situations when they haven't even taken the time out to understand their own, right? Or deal with their own, right? They live in their own turmoil, their own mental hell, their own mental prison, their own sadness and lack of healing, you know? And so again, there's an opportunity here to grow and evolve by assessing whether or not you want to be in the chaos or you want to go inward and do the work. And again, it's going to be different for everybody. Um, um, yeah. Another theme this could be bringing up is how people think that having a conversation is helping you heal and grow. I feel like people confuse counseling and therapy with being able to talk to somebody who somebody who they think has wisdom. And yeah, of course, like always, you want to have people who you look up to and appreciate their point of view and perspective to bounce ideas off of. But I am telling you right now, that is not the same thing as that person being your counselor. Counseling, there is a rhyme or reason to it. It's psychology based. There are certain trigger words that are being asked that help bring up things and really, 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 really make you think. And then they give you tools throughout that mental process or questioning or conversation that you're having with a therapist or counselor as a way for you to hold on to those things so you know moving forward how to deal with those situations when you're out in the world on your own doing your own thing. And I think a lot of people think that if they just have that one good friend that they can bounce ideas off of, that, oh, I have a counselor. I'd even go to the lengths of saying that with astrology. um, don't just get an astrology reading and think because you this gives you um some some guidance and information that you can use and um benefit from in the moment. But if you're not dealing with or healing those deeper issues, at some point there is going to be something that can trigger you back into a state of turmoil, distress, unhappiness, sadness, depression, um, because you haven't really done the work. You're only in the surface level, but you have to go deeper. And I think that is a huge, huge, huge thing that I see a lot, mostly because, counseling and therapy, there's a stigma on that. And people think that there's something wrong with it or that they don't need it. And that's a huge misconception that can mess up your goals, dreams, ideas, vision, and long-term plans. And so I always tell people, yeah, you can get an astrology. In fact, for my coaching clients, I you have to have had at least a year's worth of counseling consistently. If you don't, I will not coach you. Um, because it's a lot more to it than just having a roadmap for your life. So it's a huge misconception and something that maybe this could be a really good time. Some people if you feel like you need it, um, you can deal with that. And so I'll give you some tips and things that you might do or what have you for and things that could happen for a retrograde. And so retrogrades are a time to review, reprioritize, reconsider, rethink, and most importantly, relax. Um, this is a good time to consider what's important, what you need, what's distracting you from your focus. You can clean your inbox, unsubscribe to things that you don't use anymore. Check your settings, clear your cookies, clear your browser history, let go of excess, do inventory, checks and balances, what you're receiving. Is it what you want? Check your calendar. Do you want to keep those plans? Get back to people, follow up, check in. Maybe this is about canceling plans. You can rest assured there will be some delays and transportation issues, calls dropping, people running late, oversleeping, forgot to set my alarm, over cooking things. Um, this is a really, 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 really good time to detox and remember to be flexible and adaptable. Go with the flow, be open to doing something different. So, family, as usual, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.